أسماء الحسنى.
Maulana Wajah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mara.
You know, yesterday, you and I, we spoke extensively about that EMS video and what lessons we can learn from that incident that transpired. And that is now out there, what we've had to say. But there's one point I wanted to separately emphasize, and that is about why do we feel the need to video the bad behavior of others? Why the need to video it in the first place? And secondly, after you video it, for whatever reason, let's say you maybe were just videoing something else, and then you ended up videoing this, why share it? It just doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes people may say, no, but you see, we must highlight what is wrong, otherwise how will we change it? Is this the effective way of changing it? I don't think so.
Definitely.
You see, when there's a real need, let's say there's a government meting out oppression against its people and they're suppressing the media, like for example in Palestine, you don't get the genuine facts all the time, so people then have to become journalists with their own mobile phones to show the world the oppression that's taking place. That's a different matter. But here you need to cover the faults of a Muslim. Isn't that what we are taught? You cover the faults of a Muslim. There are more constructive ways of dealing with it. What happened? It just became sensationalized. The video resulted in a lot of condemnation. It resulted in a lot of jokes and memes and all of that kind of thing. But did it highlight the real lesson which we were trying to speak about yesterday, that it's a sport. It's meant to just keep you physically active and give you an opportunity to interact with each other. Why do you take it so seriously that it has to come to this? I think that we need to get to grips with this. It's not only with this tournament. Right? Also, recently, not recently, maybe earlier this year, there was a video clip of some Muslims on holiday behaving badly and getting into an argument and getting into a fight. So when there's a fight somewhere, when there's an argument somewhere, when there's bad behavior, when people are at their worst, not at their best, why do we feel the need to capture that and to share it with the world? Does it not fall under the ambit of that verse that discourages us, if not prohibits us from sharing, from amplifying, from broadcasting evil? Because all that you do is spread the evil.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what happens, man. I think that's a very, very, very important point to raise as well, because unfortunately, at times that's what people strive on doing nowadays. People will, when they see something bad taking place, something wrong taking place, like a fight, instead of making an effort to try and stop the fight and put the people aside and make them understand, people rather want to, as Ma says, take out the phones, video it, and then amplify it and broadcast it and send it to everybody. So that is unfortunately the type of people that we have become. Instead of stopping a problem, we rather try and amplify the problem and broadcast the problem and show the problem to everybody else. So many times there'll be an accident and you're going past the accident and you wonder sometimes that how come the traffic is going so slow, and then when you get past and you realize it's because people driving past got their phones out and they're busy taking pictures of it. If you can't be there, if you're not qualified, if it's not your problem to help the people that are involved in that accident, drive past and carry on. Why the need? It's not even your family. It's not anybody to do anything with you, but you feel the need that you need to take pictures of this accident so that you can put it on your status. But to show who?
Absolutely. To show who. All right. What's the first word for today, Maulana Wajah?
First word we're starting off with today, Maulana. We start off with the word silence. Silence.
Is the second word going to be golden? Let's wait and see. Time now for this morning's tafsir.
As-salam, 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 as-salam.
Tafsir on Sabahul Muslim with Maulana Sulaimaan Ravat.
So yesterday we wrapped up the discussion about extravagance, and we explained what's the difference between tabdhir and israf. For those who say that they are not synonyms, the one refers to when you spend on that which is impermissible to start with, and the other is when you spend on that which is permissible, but you spend beyond the need. also within this is to spend to the point that you yourself become needy. But if you're spending on good, then there's no such thing as extravagant. If you're spending for haqq, if you're spending in a good cause. Now we move on to the next verse, and that is verse 28. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala mentions, وَإِمَّا تُعْرِضَنَّ عَنْهُمْ ابْتِغَاءَ رَحْمَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكَ تَرْجُوهَا فَقُلْ لَهُمْ قَوْلًا مَيْسُورًا. If you turn away from them, awaiting the grace of your sustainer which you hope for, then speak to them with gentle speech. Meaning, this is not linked to the preceding verses, which talks about being helpful and generous to your relatives and to your to the needy and to travelers, but not to be extravagant and wasteful. Now, if you don't have, rather than shying away from embarrassment, or rather than getting angry with them that why are you approaching me even though I don't have, what you should do rather is share a kind word. Tell the person, I would really love to have helped you, but at the moment I can't help you. If something improves, if I do get something, I will help you. The scholars explain that this is what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala means in this particular verse. There was an incident with regards to this. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was once sitting in the masjid, and a boy came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, you know that my mother wants a shirt. She's asking if you can give us a shirt. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I don't have at the moment. When we have, we'll fulfill your need. So the boy came back a little later and said that my mother says, if you don't mind, can you please give us the shirt that you are wearing? So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took it off and gave it to him. So this ties up with the first verse that we are discussing currently, and also with the next verse that flows from here. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ يَدَكَ مَغْلُولَةً إِلَىٰ عُنُكِكَ. Do not keep your hand fastened to your neck. وَلَا تَبْسُطْهَا كُلَّ الْبَسْطِ. Nor open it fully. فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا. Or else you will sit down condemned and impoverished. So Allah talks about moderation. Don't give so much in charity that you don't have enough to fulfill your need or to fulfill the needs of those who will come later. But at the same time, don't be so tight that you don't spend it all, like your hand is fastened to your neck. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave the shirt, the kurta, but then he himself was left without a kurta, and it was time for salah. However, the scholars say for those people who have that high level of tawakkul, like Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that high level of reliance on Allah, then it's fine. But for you and I who won't be able to manage, don't spend so much that you yourself become needy, because then you'll become resentful. Abu Bakr radiallahu anh gave all his wealth in charity at the time of an expedition. When people said, what have you left for your family? He said, I left Allah for my family. Now, he was of that caliber that he would not become resentful. His faith would not weaken when difficulty hit after having spent everything in charity. The same, obviously, to a greater extent with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is telling us that for you, if you're not on that level, find the moderate path. One is, don't spend so much that you yourself become in need, or don't spend so much on one person that others are deprived. But at the same time, don't be so tight that people don't benefit from you, because Allah has created certain people to be of benefit to others. You're not doing them a favor. They're doing a favor by coming to you to have their need fulfilled through you, for their benefit and for your benefit. Right, after the break, we'll continue the discussion tomorrow, inshallah. After the break, we're talking about the labor minister in Qatar, his trip to the US.
Got the sudden urge to munch? Why not reach out for some crunch?